Hello. So this is just another video that is just an update on my life and so on at the moment. The first bit I'm gonna get out of the way, and this is for the patrons. I'll link this on Patreon. I'm not going to be able to do the last movie reaction for this month. I was actually getting ready to do that today, but there's so much going on with me that as much as I would like to power through and actually do what I set out to do for once, and get all the things I wanted to do for this month in, it's like more than that. That's not important is what I'm saying, because I'm really unwell at the moment, and it's not necessarily like the depression I was feeling last year. Yes, it's depression, but it's also existentialism, existential crisis sort of thing. Basically, let me just narrow it down a little bit. I'm a single mum and have been for over a year now. That's all lovely and great, and it really is. But being that, I don't get a lot of time to do what I want to do or go out or whatever. And also being a single, and also working solo at home, I don't get to see anyone. And I work too much, even though that's probably hard to fathom, seeing as I don't release as much content as my fellow other reactors and so on do. But that's because my videos are very long and they're hard to edit. And when I've edited this month, I have done some a bit more edits, like making it a bit more fun to watch. Like if you've seen my 9 Inch Nails one or my FK Twigs one and my Lady Gaga one, I've tried to make the edits a bit more interesting. I realise that, that takes more time, but it can get quite boring not doing that. And I want my videos to be the best they can be, but it always feels like this rush to get a video out, which in this line of content creation, of course, because it's about new releases and requests and stuff like that. I don't know if I've burnt myself out. I think it's outside stuff that has happened, and I'm prioritizing work so that I can isolate, which I feel like I've purposely done due to a situation that has happened earlier this year, not even that long ago, actually, earlier this month, where I chose to let go of a certain lifestyle. Sorry, I feel like so much anxiety. And certain friends and so on, which has been hard because I made a really good friend this year, and I think it's the end of that friendship, not due to anything I've done, or it's not because of bad behaviours, it's actually because of someone else, and it's my choice to distance myself because of that someone else. And maybe I got carried away, but I've been learning a lot about boundaries and so on, that I just don't want to let any negativity into my life, especially through friendships and people. So I had to let go of someone I really liked in order to stay away from someone I felt nervous around or uncomfortable around. I know it seems a bit of a confusing thing, but that's as far as I kind of want to go with that. But that new friend I got that I really liked, she was really special. She is really special. And it really was like a good puzzle piece fitted into my life, because I have my connections and whatever. I have a really strong connection with my best friend who I love so much, but we don't live that near, and she has children and I work, and you know how it is, how life is. And so we don't get to see each other all the time. So having this other friend was really important for me, and it was like an extra connection and so on. I've had to cut a few people out throughout my life because they've been toxic. And this wasn't that. This was a situation was toxic or someone else was toxic, but she wasn't. I think the only thing that she might be is a little too kind or nervous to like tell me what she really thinks and feels. And, you know, because she'll, when I message her to say something, she'll reply like 3 days later and it'll be really sweet, but then I'll reply to that and then she won't reply. And it's like, but we used to reply, and we used to, you know, see each other nearly every week. So yeah, I could see what she's doing. I just wish she was upfront like I have been with her always. So that's the only fault I can say, but I don't even want to call it a fault. Not everyone is quite as direct as me, or maybe therapized as me, or strong in the sense of like, I will just tell you what I feel and think about a thing, and kindly. I'm never horrible, but you know, because I always want things to feel, I like honesty and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm just sad about that. And since that whole situation where, you know, I took a step back and so on, I've just isolated myself because I've not actually known what to do with myself, because I had a bit of a spiritual awakening in some way where I realised I needed to be going down a different path. And, you know, that's all well and good, and I have been doing that. I used to drink maybe once a week, or not. No, I drank like once. Well, at the start of the year, I was drinking twice a week. Then I did a month sober and narrowed it down to once a week, and then I narrowed it down even more to twice a month, or once every 2 weeks. And I felt really proud of myself. And since isolating, I've narrowed it down to probably like once every 3-4 weeks, if that. I might not, you know, I don't even think. Yeah, it's just so little now. You know, that means I'm not really getting out there and seeing friends and stuff, because unfortunately I live in a small seaside town and it's drinking central. Like, that's what everyone wants to do. Everyone wants to drink, and I don't necessarily mind that, but I fear that you can't really get a close connection with someone if you're always drinking. It's not very wholesome or healthy. So you know, I don't want to just make party friends and so on like that. It's not real. But it was all I had at the time, since being single and I didn't have my partner anymore, to like always have someone around that you can talk to, a connection there. I've lost that connection. And unfortunately, I've also kind of lost connections with other people in my life that have been close to me for years. And, you know, I don't know, I've just lost a lot of people, basically. And I don't know if it's just nearly approaching 30 or something, but I need to make new friends. What I'm trying to say is I need to make new friends and new connections, but it's entirely impossible when I'm working constantly. One video, say like my 9-inch nails video, is a particularly long video, but that will take me about 5 to 6 days to edit, the uncut version and the cut version with the edits and so on like that, and having to take small breaks because I have ADHD unmedicated right now. So I have to be very careful, you know, in not burning out. So 5 days, and then like having to take breaks throughout the day. And that's long, and that's, I don't know, it takes a long time for my videos to come out, and I'm sure you understand, and I've talked about these things before and you've all been understanding and caring. I just wish that like not everything didn't have to move so fast, you know? I wish that, yeah, that's all. I just wish everything didn't have to move so fast. I wish October wasn't ending so soon, you know, because I really wanted to get this second movie out. This was the last thing on the list for this month that I wanted to get out, and I'm nearly at the finish line, but I just can't do it. Like, I actually can't. It wouldn't even be right to pretend to be something I'm not, because yesterday and pretty much like 2 to 3 times a week I've been having emotional breakdowns at home, and it is a direct symptom of lacking connection and being lonely. And that's why I say what I'm going through isn't necessarily like depression like I had last year. It's one of my needs aren't being met, and it's savage. I've never felt like this before. It does things to you that are strange, like dark, extremely dark, and the existential crisis that goes alongside it is dark. And I looked up existential crisis and how they come about, and they can come about after grief, and also they can come about after abandonment or loss or rejection, a change in one's life. And I've gone through a lot of that. So yeah. And of course, like I said earlier, this month, taking myself away from a situation, I've lost people and a lifestyle and so on. So there is existential crisis, and I work so much and I don't want that to be my only purpose. I need to connect with people. I am a social creature. I need deep connections because I think a lot, and when I think a lot, it can get weird in there. You know, it can get weird and dark and heavy, and I hear my own voice saying things that are not very good. Stuff like even accepting that I'm going to be unhappy forever. Like my head saying, you know, just accept it. You're always going to be unhappy. And me going, okay, I accept. You're right. And then, you know, suddenly I can't breathe anymore. And I want to break things. And I'm just shouting, help me. And I'm in so much anxiety that I'm like shaking my hand like this just to get out nervous energy. But it's uncontrollable. It's not that I'm making it happen. When I try and stop, it just comes back again. And I'm crying silently in my room because I don't want my daughter to hear me, because I don't know how to explain to her what I'm feeling. And it's a lot. It's like too big. It's not just I'm a bit tearful so it's happening. It's like this, it's a breakdown, emotional breakdown, but it's happening too often. So I need to make some changes. Not that I need to like, the videos are going to be even slower. It's not that. I just need to have a small break, like even if it's just a week, where I need to connect with friends that I care about, and I have already got 2 things lined up, which is good. I need just to like recharge, and I need to talk to my doctors about this. I've got a therapist, but I think I need like maybe even medical help at the moment, just because of how bad it is. The thoughts of like, you know, not wanting to really be here anymore and feeling like everything is pointless and so on. I need to find purpose in something where I can connect to people. I need to look after myself, and working is great. I love it, but sometimes it feels like the only thing that is good. And then I feel like it's not good because I've only focused on working and all my emotions are building into this thing. It's like, imagine feeling like you want to, some of you might not have to imagine, but imagine feeling like you literally don't care to live, and you just hear these voices in your head all day saying, this life just wasn't meant for you, or you're probably better off not here. Or maybe hearing when someone says on a TV show, oh, you know, I'm not as afraid to die now, and I'm like, about something, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not afraid either, I'm excited. You know, like little things that will just pop in in responses in my head like, well, or when someone says, I'm so happy this is happening, I'm like, ah, it's nice they're happy in their little existences that they care about. You know, oh, I'm glad that they think their existence means something. Like, I feel happy for people being humans and being okay with being humans, and just accepting that I don't feel that way, and I just don't really care about this life at all, actually. But I'm hanging on by a thread because of my daughter, and I don't want to hurt people because I do know how much losing people hurts. Not just people, but animals too, which we know. I lost my cat a couple of years ago and I'll never be over it. But I feel stuck, and I realised, probably because all I do is sit inside with my thoughts, work, eat, sleep, repeat, on my own in these walls. I don't even really go outside, and that's really wrong, really bad actually. So I need to go and connect with some people and figure out what I'm going to do and talk to the doctors, because I'm really scared. There's always something with me, but this one is it's different. You know, it's not like I can fix this, if you know what I mean. I can hopefully fix this, but I have to, you know, not do work when I'm not feeling good, which I've already mentioned before, that, you know, I've already said that that's a thing I shouldn't do, but I mean it this time, because now I just can never balance anything, and I actually genuinely cannot wait to be on medication for, you know, ADHD stuff, because I feel like that will really help, but it takes a long time, really long time. But I need to have a real decent chat with my GP. Sorry, this is like so like blah yeah. I've actually got some videos lined up. I reacted to Lady Gaga's new song, I reacted to Rebecca Black's new song, and I reacted to Tyler the Creator's new song Noid. I think he came out with another one as well, but I haven't reacted to that yet. But so I've got some stuff to edit, but I'm not gonna be too hard on myself. Just hope you'll watch when it comes out, even if it isn't like immediate. And I will absolutely do the movie reaction for next month, and if not next month, December. It's going to happen this year, and I promise you that. But I have to get myself right, because I'm going to die. Like, I'm actually going to die. Yeah, I think I've got everything. Sorry, I feel very strange. Like, very, very strange. Like, a bit, like, very anxious, adrenaline. I feel a bit sick, actually. I just feel like I'm in a constant, like, every part of it is part of the emotional breakdown, you know? It's like you get the big bits and then you get like the small bits, but it's all part of it. It actually really reminds me of going through withdrawal, which I know what that feels like. And this feels a bit like that, because one of my needs aren't being met and I'm overcompensating on other things. And I absolutely am so happy when I get to do videos, but there are some days where I just cannot, it will not shake me out of it. So yeah, anyway, I'm really sorry if this was hard to get through, even though you probably want to listen to me and hear what I have to say. I can understand that. Like, you might be at like, okay girl, like, speed it up, I'm getting tired. But obviously you can put it on 2x speed or whatever. Anyway, I don't know why I'm worrying about that. If you got this far, thank you so much. And please leave a comment of support. Like, your supportive comments, like, genuinely, like, they are the kindest, nicest things, and they do make me feel very warm and good, like, and reassured and supported. And that's why I always say to you guys, like, not just thank you for your viewership, I always say thank you for your support, because that's what it feels like a lot of the time. You are my support in a lot of ways, because sometimes when I'm having a bad day like this or bad week, I'll get on my YouTube studio, see a couple comments, and I'm just like, you know, the comments that say like, you helped me through dark times, your videos have helped me through dark times, are just like that. Like, I promise you that will never not mean something to me. Like, that is so kind and so nice. Because yeah, you mean so much to me too. And I know what it's like for YouTube videos to mean a lot to you as well, especially when I'm lonely. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. And I'm sure I'll upload something here and there. And actually my final girl song request video will be coming out on Halloween, because I've finished it and I just need to upload it and do the chapters and thumbnail. But I'm sure I can do that over a few days without too much stress. So yeah, thank you for hearing me. And I really appreciate you.